Hi, I'm Mike,
And I'm Henry, and welcome to our Namaqua to Richtersveld adventure.
where I'm driving my Suzuki Jimny.
And I'm driving the Defender 130.
Mike is smothering himself in sunscreen. Jeez.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, right, so we packed up at Kamgab. Not the best campsite, but it's beautiful views as always here, next to the Orange River. We're going to exit via the Swartbergs Pass, go onto the N7 there, cross there, a bit north there to Noorduwer's side, and then enter the Richtersveld area in the west direction. And then tonight we'll see where we're going to sleep, probably close to Extenfontein. We're going to try and push further, because tomorrow we have to enter Sendlingsdrift, refuel there, and camp at the Whip.
As much as we loved relaxing next to the Orange River, we had a rather long day's drive ahead of us. Not necessarily a big distance to cover, but rather a slow going day with the sandy and rocky terrain ahead. The Kamgab riverbed weaves through the astonishing arid landscape, which is not often seen from above. Luckily for us, we had a bird's eye view of the landscape below, and on this adventure also to capture the view not every day seen in these parts. As we left our Kamgab campsite next to the Orange River, we had to backtrack the previous day's driving and ascend back up the dry riverbed and over the boulders, which were unfortunately paved by previous adventurers with probably vehicles of less clearance or even trailers. If you haven't seen the previous episode, you can click on the link in the top right corner of your screen. Seeing as Pugly, the Defender 130 is a custom built-up vehicle which now utilizes a part-time four-wheel drive system with no center diff compared to the traditional full-time four-wheel drive system, steering was a bit of an issue in low range. With no center diff, once you engage in four-wheel drive, the front wheels want to rotate the exact same speed as the rear wheels, which does not always work for tight turns on a high traction surface. To help with the steering a bit, I would normally run rear-wheel drive until I find the need for four-wheel drive. However, sometimes I might just forget about this while focusing on filming. Well, that's one excuse. We drove for roughly an hour before reaching our previous day's turn-off point to Kamgab.
We're not entirely sure where we're gonna camp tonight. One of the options is right along the road as far as we can get, but we have seen quite a cool campsite a bit further than we planned on going, so we might just push through to get to that campsite. Apparently there's really cool cave drawings and places to hike out, so maybe we're gonna camp there.
Remember, it's always better to switch to four-wheel drive low range before you tackle a steep obstacle than in it, especially if you have dodgy hybrid Toyota brake pads, which I did.
We're about to do Swartberg's Pass, just four-wheel drive, low range. Lizanne's going to take some photos for us and Mike's taking some videos. And my brakes are a bit dodgy here.
Thank goodness for strong sidewalls on a mud-terrain tyre, as you can see the tyre fold around the rock instead of being cut by it, something easily overlooked from the inside of the vehicle. For those familiar with this trail would notice we're right about where the Road to Hell turnoff is. For those not familiar with it, it's described as a brutally tough dead-end road packed with large rocks and very steep gradients, which reaches the sandy banks of the Orange River. It is advised to drive this route in a group with well-equipped recovery equipment. Due to our previous episode of a brake failure, I did not have the confidence to tackle this route with such a heavy loaded vehicle, especially not with a backup vehicle half the size and weight. So for now we skipped this part and continued our last stretch of Namaqua before we reached the N7 tar road. One thing is certain, you will always find ice cold beer just around the corner in the Northern Cape.
So we've stopped at the rock piles. As far you can see, there are rock piles everywhere. If you pass through here, it's tradition to build a rock pile, your group or per vehicle. It's literally everywhere. And we're gonna build our own little one. Well,
I brought my own rocks on.
nice. Done. The rock pile of the zombie off-road team. Okay, let's get back to the shade. This is very hot.
Okay.
Cool. No idea where the road is, but this is the smoothest part we found actually. Oh, it doesn't line up with the road, so that's good news. Right.
With the worst of the corrugated gravel roads behind us and still having functional brakes, it was time to get the drone up in the air to scout for the best trucks and a possible camping spot. Amazing how quickly the scenery changes from rocky mountain to vast open desert plains. We discovered a campsite along the road called Tiruk, which looked rather interesting. As we entered the site, it seemed abandoned, with maintenance not being done in quite a few years. The outhouse was nearly falling into its own pit and the water reservoir all dried up. Nonetheless, this camp spot was more than adequate for us, and once again the breathtaking scenery of the Richtersveld did not disappoint.
And this is absolutely beautiful.
As the sun set over the Richtersveld plains, we set up camp. Filled the glasses with our favorite beverages and turned on the Bushman TV for the night. Till the next episode, happy adventuring. Feel free to share this to family and friends, and don't forget to leave a comment and like. See you guys till next time. Cheers.